It's a very special Halloween episode of The Bright Side. Nothing but decorations, costumes, and candy as far as the eye can see. And what exactly am I wearing? Come on, McFly. Let's take a look on the bright side. Hello, my friends, and welcome to The Bright Side. I'm your host, Bob Herzog, and my flux capacitor is fluxing. I hope you like my Marty Mcfly costume here, or as I like to call it, stuff that I actually wear pretty regularly. Jeans almost daily, orange vest, because sometimes it's chilly, but I don't like sleeves. Button-up short sleeve shirt over a t-shirt. Layers are just a smart choice, and denim jacket. Always cool, always has been cool, always will be cool. I've got a real 80s problem, but I own it, so let's just stick with it. In case you didn't know, I'm dressed as a character from Back to the Future. Huey Lewis was in Back to the Future and had 2 hit songs from the Back to the Future soundtrack. Here comes your transition. Huey Lewis also brought a lawsuit against Ray Parker Jr. over the theme song to Ghostbusters, and so with that, we now find ourselves in Wisconsin. The PKE readings at Aaron and Jamie's house must be off the charts. They've been putting together elaborate displays like this for nearly 17 years, and this year they removed all doubt. They ain't afraid of no ghost. You can see the Ghostbusters firehouse Slimer coming out of a hot dog cart, the famous proton pack battle, Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. The homeowners say they chose this movie because it appeals to all ages.
They love it, especially all the 80s kids, you know, who have all like young 4- and 5-year-olds of their own. They love it, and most parents that are bringing their kids have made them watch the movie, or else they watch it when they return home.
And Jamie says it's not just about the decorations. It's a way for them to give back. It's free to visit the house, but the pair take donations for an organization that helps kids in crisis. Raising money for kids too? Awesome! The power of love is indeed a curious thing. Now, I think we can actually stick with the Ghostbusters theme here, for I am the gatekeeper when it comes to the stories we run. So let me try to think of the most harmless thing, something I love from my childhood, something that could never, ever possibly destroy us. Mr. Stay Puft. We used to roast Stay Puft marshmallows by the fire at Camp Wakanda. And Tracy Stamper got some video of Mr. Stay Puft doing something else.
Go ahead, Killian.
Oh, it's so good. All fun and games until the thing turned back around. But watching Mr. Stay Puft find his courage, it's just filled me with great energy. Not quite 1.21 gigawatts, but a good amount. And we all need some energy and inspiration these days. In a Boston neighborhood, some people are finding it thanks to a headless horseman who lacks both head and horse, but can ride a bike with no hands whilst playing guitar.
I've always wanted to reach out and build community through my music and my talent and my enthusiasm.
Enthusiasm. That's Matthew Dunkel. He says he started riding his bike in costume with that guitar deal about 5 years ago while going through some tough times. But though he's had the Headless Horseman costume for a while, until recently he'd never worn it.
To incorporate it in the bicycle performance, I thought it would be really wild and kind of breathtaking for people to see somebody riding around without a head, and I got cold feet.
Cold feet no more. See, when the pandemic hit, Dunkel finally decided to dust that thing off. He says he wants to be a fun distraction for people going through hard times themselves. Dunkel says many people have told him his spooktacular stunt brings them happiness and smiles. Delivering happiness and smiles, that's what we're all about here. It is my density. I mean, my destiny. Now, when I think of the Headless Horseman, I always think of him galloping around and sort of hurling a fiery jack-o'-lantern at someone. And sure, that's one way to smash a pumpkin, but here's another. Take a look at these elephants celebrating Halloween. The Oregon Zoo provided these photos. Pumpkin growers made the big old donations, and the elephants seem to love smashing pumpkins, especially bullet with butterfly wings. Bonus points if you caught that joke. Exercises like this aren't just fun for the elephants, though. It actually gives them a chance to practice their natural foraging behavior. This is somewhat less natural, but still way cute. Take a look at these puppies in their Halloween costumes. Puppy sharks do 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 do. They put on their fins whilst visiting the Georgia Aquarium, and if you were wondering, their names are Aladdin, Alexis, Anastasia, and Aurora, and they're all up for adoption at the Atlanta Humane Society. Dogs and sharks have more in common than you'd think. Baby sharks are, after all, called pups. More costumed canines now, just because we had this picture sent into my home station here in Cincinnati, Ohio, Local 12. Here's Bessie and Walter, and they're dressed up as Goofy and Donald Duck.
I'm not kidding. This guy is absolutely amazing. Seriously, my dogs would never, ever let me put a costume on him. They would go absolutely crazy. Go.
I taught myself to do that in junior high. I was really pretty lonely. I never even went to the Enchantment Under the Sea dance, but I digress. This Halloween is going to be quite a bit different for everyone, obviously. It's not all dogs in costumes. For those in areas where trick-or-treating is still happening, candy givers got to use their noggins. This guy in Rhode Island has a fun way to pass out candy, socially distanced style, and using just some common household items. Reed Paquin took some string, small pipe, an old license plate, and created a contraption that would slide that candy down the string and right through a bat's mouth. The idea of eating a regurgitated bat meal aside, fantastic. The process can be repeated over and over again. You can just pull that other string and it goes right on back. No contact with the kiddos, who are sure to get a kick out of it. Paquin says his granddaughter has already tried it out.
And she had a blast with it. She thought it was so funny that the candy would fly out. She was so happy.
Paquin says he's hoping that his invention will spread joy to other trick-or-treaters as well. Now, of course, we can't wrap this up without checking in on some of the cool kids and what they're going to be wearing this Halloween. And a boy from the Buckeye State is going viral again for his costume, this 7-year-old. That's Blake Moffer, and that costume is going viral again this year because, well, obviously he is a bowl of Kraft mac and cheese, and who doesn't love Kraft mac and cheese? The Moffer family provided these photos for us. They live in the Columbus area. The costume was built around Blake's wheelchair because Blake was born with spina bifida. Back in 2018, maybe you saw another costume of his. It went viral when he dressed as a school bus. I love that. And a couple more before we go here. This one is one of my favorites. How good is this? It's Kevin Mcallister along with Harry and Marv, a.k.a. the Wet Bandits from Home Alone. After these guys come to your house, tell them to go ahead and keep the change, you filthy animals. I love that. Now, if you're upset because Home Alone is a Christmas movie, this is definitely going to irritate you. It's Cindy Lou Who and the Grinch. Cindy Lou has apparently already hit her growth spurt. And I will just leave you with this. Come November 1st, I'll be listening to Christmas music. But until then, enjoy your Halloween. Join us next time when we take a look on the bright side.